I'm going to do this video tonight because it makes my camera for the rest of my life so much better. And I do give a shit for most people, especially younger people. I'm going to try to explain this now. With things like drugs and alcohol, and then you put into the mix radio frequencies, like the HARP technology, which saturates pretty much the entire planet. Some people call it the installation. What happens is, if you smoke a cigarette, take a drug like weed or other drugs like cocaine, meth, ecstasy, what happens is you hit radio frequencies at the same time, so you're not necessarily feeling the high off a drug, you're feeling like the radio frequency attack. And what that does, it causes the white stuff to spread throughout the body, which is called cancer. I'm now going to add what they've done is most tobacco products are radio frequency only products. Some people used to call it like the marshmallow plant with some bloody drug years back. So it's like a bit of like leaf, and they put like a bit of a substance on it to give you a bit of a funny feeling. And then you hit with like the radio frequency, which makes you feel like the nicotine hit. And then every time you have a cigarette and you hit with that, it causes white cancer cells to spread throughout the body, which is part of the HARP radio frequency insulation, which saturates the planet. This has been going on with nicotine and tobacco industries since it came out in the 50s. I think the nicotine plant may give you a bit of a stimulant, but that's pretty much how it would work. And the same thing would be with these nicotine pouches, and this is worse. If you break them open, why is it? It's pure white spike protein, which is cancer. So you put that pouch into your mouth and it's slowly absorbing into your mouth and into your blood. It's making your body fill up with the white spike. If you was to smoke a cigarette in an EMP-proof, radio frequency-proof bunker underground, you can smoke a cigarette straight from the nicotine plant produced, but like professionally produced above like the tobacco agencies, and you could smoke that in there. You may not necessarily feel the same effects as you would feel above land. And other things which will make spike white cancer cells grow would be like certain sugars and stuff like that. Alcohol, same sort of thing. So when you drink alcohol, you're having a radio attack at the same time, which makes you feel like it's like a waff over you like. And that's radio drugging. What I mean by radio drugging is radio frequency HARP insulation, which saturates most of the world. And the cure for it is don't consume these products. And I'd also like to add, so these vape bars, they're called ELF bars. ELF. That's a bit of a piss-taking name. And I'm going to add, the cure is do not consume these products: alcohol, nicotine, drugs. You won't get cancer. You'll live longer. And the cure is iodine, which will cure. And you have iodized salt, plenty of food products which contain iodine, that sort of thing. I'd also like to add, pharmaceutical vitamins, things like Holland & Barrett consume like bio mold, which is on them, which also produces white, things like that. So avoid vitamins and go for natural sources for vitamins. So how the white can work is the spike protein, which is cancer, which has been here long before COVID. I think by 2020 they wanted to ramp up depopulation, so they started to have the COVID issue, and they came up with the COVID things you had to have, and they was meant to stop the white from spreading. I think they would have caused the white to spread. I'm going to add now, dementia is also white, when the brain gets full of white, I gather, it's like brain cancer, I sort of gather it, look at it in this way, so I would cause that. Liver cancer, what colour is that? It's white when it first starts, it's going to be white. If you was to have an x-ray when you was a young child, like 2 or 3, you wouldn't have much white in you. And then if you have an x-ray when you're older, your white tissues in your body is going to look like more. Like if you was like in your 40s or something like that, you'd look like you had more white in you. I think I might be correct on saying this. Well, that's the spike. All you got to do is try to keep that down. I think like iodized salt, natural sources of iodine will help keep it down. You live longer because you stop the white from clogging up your veins, arteries, liver and kidneys. You will live longer. You won't hear this in mainstream science. The government doesn't want you to live very long, does it? I'm thinking at the moment, fuck it, I'm coming out of my channel. Number one reason why I need to spread something like this, so I'm coming out with it now, and then after this is the most top notch thing you can come up with, really. I can't add much more, and this really is something which is really interesting and worth looking into. But spike protein is white, and when you have a substance, it tends to be like you just smoke, you consume it, smoke it, take it, and then it's the radio frequency HARP installation, which makes you feel like the high sort of thing, and I think that spreads the white throughout the body every time you consume it. And if you're like next to someone who smokes, you may well feel like oof, like that. That's not just breathing in a little tiny bit of smoke, is it? No, that's the radio blast that person has every time he consumes cigarettes. Some people will probably say I am talking completely out of my arsehole, but I'm not. It's true. It is pretty much how it would work. So yeah, pretty much it. Well, now, if you lived in your house for like 40, 30, 20 years, however long you lived there, and the person next to you had always been a non-smoker, and you had always been a non-smoker, so yeah, and a family moved in, and it was all chain smokers, and he was in there with windows and doors closed, you wouldn't feel as good as you used to before you moved there. You'd feel uneasy, and you may feel like their radio blasts every time he was smoking. It's no shit, like, I guarantee you, some fucked up weird private corporation science could prove this is a reality. It could do, so it's true. Honestly now, yeah, some people may say I'm talking out my arsehole, but it's true.